Welcome back to Mastar Media, everybody, and today we're going over the Dragon Ball Super episode 126 preview. We saw in the last episode God of Destruction Toppo just going on an absolute rampage, and he will be continuing that in this episode. First victim will be Android 17, but then Vegeta will step up to the plate. Now, I'm not sure how or why he's going to peel off from Jiren, but I'm guessing at some point he's going to see that the rest of his teammates are going to get eliminated if he doesn't step up. Now, where is Goku and Jiren? We don't get any images of them in this episode, and I'm not really sure how Goku is going to be taking on Jiren by himself without Ultra Instinct. Now here Vegeta is struggling against Toppo, but look at this. Vegeta kicks Toppo in the leg, and it seems though Vegeta has already found a weakness out of Toppo. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. That's what they say. And I think what Vegeta's doing is pretty much, he knows that Toppo is top heavy and he's trying to take out his legs. But what was really interesting to me is the entire last episode they were talking about how Toppo is covered in Hakai energy and you can't hit him with physical attacks or you'll basically get Hakai'd, or your limb, whatever you hit him with, is going to get disintegrated or severely injured. But Vegeta, without any side effects or anything negative happening to him, he's still able to kick Toppo in the leg right there. Maybe we'll get some explanation on that, because after all, everything they said last episode, he shouldn't really be able to do that. Toppo charges in at Vegeta with tremendous speed, very similar to how we saw him fly in against 17 and Frieza, and Vegeta takes a nasty blast right there. Definitely gonna hurt Vegeta big time. Now right here we see Vegeta about to take a major hit, which could even be life-threatening, but we don't see it connect. So Vegeta probably dodges that, and it looks like Vegeta is pretty much like on the run in this episode. Now Toppo is gonna charge up a massive blast of Hakai energy, like we saw him doing in the last episode, shooting these death balls of Hakai everywhere, which are insanely powerful. And I think Vegeta's going to see this, and instead of trying to dodge it for whatever reason, he's going to try and outpower it. Now we know from spoilers, guys, spoiler warning here, that Vegeta will use a life-threatening attack that goes beyond even gods. And what that means is, because Toppo's a god, whatever Vegeta's new attack is, or desperate attack that goes beyond gods, it's going to overpower Toppo's Hakai Death Ball. Now the way they word it, it says Vegeta's desperate blow. It could just be that he's putting his life on the line, possibly he needs to take that Hakai energy blast in order to get close to Toppo or something like that. It may just be a final flash and they get in a beam struggle, the Hakai energy versus Vegeta's full power final flash. That could be it too. And right here Vegeta seems to be powering up and charging up whatever this attack is. He wants to challenge Toppo, maybe to just prove how strong he is, or maybe he knows the weakness of Toppo and he knows that the only way that he's going to be able to beat him is by challenging that Hakai energy. Maybe he has to hit that Hakai energy back at Toppo, because possibly since Gods of Destruction can nullify any energy attacks, we don't know if they can nullify Hakai energy. So maybe Vegeta's thinking is, I have to put my life on the line and basically deflect this Hakai energy that's aimed towards me, deflect it back at Toppo, and that could actually hurt him big time. Essentially, fight fire with fire. I feel like Toppo might go in this episode, but maybe not. We still have plenty of episodes left, 5 episodes left in the Tournament of Power. There's 5 minutes remaining. And if Vegeta is able to take out Toppo in this episode without costing him his own life, that would mean that we'd have 4 versus 1, 4 versus Jiren left in the tournament, although 17 and Frieza and after this Vegeta are all 3 of them are going to be pretty much completely out of it after this battle. Now I do read comments, and one of the things that a lot of people have been theorizing is that Toppo simply doesn't get knocked out in the rest of the Tournament of Power, and we could actually win this tournament with sheer numbers. Like, I read an actually funny and interesting comment. What if Android 17 gets knocked out and we're left with a 2v2 Goku and Vegeta versus Toppo and Jiren, and then time runs out? And you would think that it would be a tie, but we remember from episode 125, Frieza did not get knocked out. He's laying pretty much on the border of the ring, and he's kind of knocked out right now, but he is not eliminated. And what if Universe 7 is able to win because Frieza is still in bounds, and we win because we have 3 people left versus the 2? That would be funny and interesting. I don't think it would go that route. I have a feeling here that Vegeta is gonna basically knock out Toppo at the cost of his own life, or at least his Tournament of Power life. That would lead into episode 127. Again, spoiler warning, guys. We know it's called the Final Barrier of Hope, so that's gotta be an Android 17 episode, and it could be that Goku is about to get knocked out by Jiren, and pretty much Android 17 sacrifices himself for Goku with some final barrier. He's able to hold the barrier long enough to stop some blast and give Goku some words of motivation before he takes the KO. And that would basically trigger Goku into turning Ultra Instinct, and we'd be left with Goku versus Jiren, with Frieza sitting there on the sidelines, and he may be able to play some kind of integral role later in the Tournament of Power. Now, if that was true, that would mean we would get no Vegito. So if his second Vegeta gets knocked off, that means Vegito is out the door. And I really want to see Vegito, and I still think it is a very small possibility, but we could potentially get the answer to whether or not it's even possible after this episode. Right now, Toppo is pretty much unstoppable, and in my mind, there's a couple different ways that they could defeat him. One is Vegeta's thinking is to bounce back the Hakai. In doing so, it may severely injure Vegeta, and it may even cost him his tournament life. The other way they could possibly defeat Toppo here is, we saw in the last episode, Beerus said only in certain situations can you surround yourself in Hakai energy. So if Vegeta is able to change the situation, maybe he changes the situation by bouncing back that Hakai at Toppo, and that energy Hakai nullifies the Hakai surrounding Toppo. So maybe he's not even able to knock off Toppo by bouncing back that attack or using whatever his new desperate attack is, but maybe Vegeta puts his life on the line to pretty much just get rid of that Hakai energy surrounding Toppo, which would make him vulnerable. That Hakai energy surrounding Toppo is basically a shield, and I think the only way to crack that shield is by shooting or blasting back Toppo's own attack at him. Now, if Vegeta does get a new attack, there's a very good chance that it could be Gamma Burst Flash, which is Vegeta's new attack from the manga. Vegeta used this against Merge Zamasu, and that's pretty much what it is a full power, fully charged Final Flash, but instantly. It's like a shotgun of energy. It's a really cool attack, and I'd love to see that adapted into the anime and not just another Final Flash for the 823rd time this tournament. But it might not be Gamma Burst Flash because that was an instant attack, and we saw at the end of the episode, it looks like Vegeta is powering up. It looks like he's yelling and he's charging up, and that's usually typical of Final Flash. So I guess we'll see here. The only other thing I can think of is he challenges his Hakai Death Ball, very similar to what Frieza did in the last episode. Now, Frieza wasn't as strong as Vegeta, and Frieza got blown away and took a crazy amount of damage from trying to hold that Hakai energy like he did with Sidra's energy in episode 95. Now, Vegeta may have the same thinking here. He may say, I need to catch this thing and basically push it back at Toppo. And that would cause Vegeta a crazy amount of physical damage to himself and a lot of strain on his body and probably take up most of his energy, but it may be the only way to go. I'd love to see a brand new attack come out of Vegeta though. I think that would go a long way for fans, and not just a Final Flash and not just challenging the Hakai Ball with sheer strength alone. But for that, we'll find out next episode. I'm so pumped for this episode to see Vegeta get a real challenge. This is also going to tell us the difference in power between Jiren and Toppo. I mean, right now Toppo seems like he's stronger than freaking Jiren, which we know isn't the case, but Goku and Vegeta can't even damage Jiren at all. I mean, this guy still doesn't even have a single scratch or dust mark on him. And if Vegeta is able to somehow knock out Toppo or at least damage him, that will pretty much tell us that Vegeta is stronger than a God of Destruction, or he's about that level. I mean, it's pretty safe to say that Toppo is as strong as Beerus right now, and I know a lot of you guys may disagree with that, but from what they've shown us in the anime, there's no indicator that he's not as strong as Beerus. There is literally zero indicator, and this could basically answer the lifelong question for us Dragon Ball Super fans: is Goku and Vegeta, are they stronger than Beerus? And if they are able to defeat Toppo with power alone, the answer to that, in my mind, is yes, unless Beerus says something on the sidelines like, well, he's not as strong as me. This is definitely going to be one of the better episodes of all of Dragon Ball Super. I'm super excited, no pun intended, and thank you guys so much for stopping by Mastar Media today. I'll be talking to you later this week with some more Dragon Ball videos. Have a good weekend, everybody. Peace.